Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It feels like a very long time since I did a video where I'm actually sat by my bookcase. But I was thinking, because it is now pretty much the end of June, today is the last day of June, I thought I would do my half of the year wrap up, like my mini half year wrap up. So I will be going down, starting from like the 1 star going up to 5 stars. And I think we should just get into it because I do have a few books that I read this year, which is actually kind of crazy because I think this time last year I hadn't even read anywhere near this amount of books. I'm not actually sure, I probably did, I don't know. So the first category is 1 stars. I actually did not have many 1 stars. And to be fair, the one that I did have, the book I'm about to show you now, that is a 1 star, it might have been better than what it actually was. It might have been a higher star, but I rated it a 1 star, which is Flawless by Elsie Silver. When I read this, I just could not for the life of me get into it. It was so confusing. I wasn't a massive fan of it, but I don't think it was like 1 star bad. Like maybe a 2 star, but like probably not much higher than that. I don't get the whole concept of this. I can't remember what the characters' names are. I know one's Rhett and I can't remember what the female character name is. But the female was like there to like protect his image and stuff like that, and because everyone hated him, but he only was hated in like the first like 2 chapters. So like the whole concept of why she was there made no sense when she literally was like, he wasn't even that hated. I don't get it like at all. I am hoping some of the other books are a bit better than this one in the series, as I do own the whole series, but that is my opinions on the first book. Wasn't great. So that is the only book I have in the 1 star category. So now we're going on to 2 stars. I do actually have 2 books, but I only have one in as a physical. So the one that I don't have as a physical is this. It is it's called Suck Mummy's Piss Flaps. It's basically about someone who just goes around and murders some guys. Honestly, it was like 60 pages. I don't know why I read it, but I did, and that's all we're going to speak about. Anyway, second book that's in that category. Earlier this year, or I think it might have been actually last year, I was going to be doing like a video where I read my boyfriend's books without him knowing. However, he pretty much figured out like straight away, so and then I ended up not reading it because I didn't really like it. So then I ended up reading it this year as audiobook instead, and I didn't like it, but it's a 2 star and it was called Neuromancer. I feel like it's because like I felt half the words just look made up to me. I had generally no idea what the hell was happening in that whole book. But it wasn't a bad book, it just wasn't like for me at all. So yeah, I have actually read more than my boyfriend, because I think he's read about 40 or 50 pages. I'm not actually sure. There was a bookmark in here, but I don't know where that went. So I read more than him of his own book, and I didn't like it. Anyway, the third star ratings, I have a few more than just the 1 book in this one, which is a bit better. First book is Better Left Unsent. I actually did enjoy this book very much. I think if I remember correctly, it was just how the ending kind of like panned out is how I didn't really like that bit. However, the whole book overall, like concept wise, was so good, and I did really enjoy myself while I was reading it. But I think it was generally just the ending that disappointed me a bit, which is why it was a 3 star. I think it would have been like a 4 maybe. It definitely probably wasn't a 5, but potentially would have been a 4 if it wasn't for the ending. But I did really enjoy it and I do recommend it. I'm pretty certain it's just like one of the characters who did something in this. I feel like could have done it in a different way, or it could have been someone completely different, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It was a bit disappointing towards the end, but we still really enjoyed ourselves while I was reading this book. The next book, I rated it a 3 star, but my 3 star ratings are all over the place kind of, because it's like, it's either like meh, I didn't really like it but it's good for other people, or it's like I actually really enjoyed it, just something made it go down a star sort of thing. This book is The American Roommate Experiment. It was meh to me. I didn't really like it that much, but like it was a good quick easy read. I think I actually did this as an audiobook for like a day whilst cleaning or something, and I think that was the only reason why I got through it, because if it was actually me reading I probably wouldn't have got through it. But I feel like this at some point was very popular, and I think at that point I might have enjoyed it more if I actually read it when like it was first popular, maybe, because I'd have had other people like involved and whatever like enjoyed it as well. But I just feel like I just didn't read this at a time that like made it good for me. it could have been a higher rating if I read it another time, but it was good nonetheless. It was just not a book that I'm probably going to carry on, and I probably won't actually pick up any more from this author because it just wasn't really giving much, you know. And the third and final book in the 3-star category is Butcher and Blackbird. This one I actually genuinely really enjoyed. I think it was just some concepts about it that like maybe not enjoy it like loads. It was great. It was just a 3-star, not anything higher. It is the first book in the series though, and I feel like sometimes the first book you can't always get like really high ratings for, because obviously it's just like story building or whatever. I don't know. I do actually have the other day picked up the second book for the series. I haven't read yet, but I can't wait to get into that, and I think I might potentially pick the third book up because I do have a free tenner now. But anyway, this book I did really enjoy. Highly recommend. I think with this book I don't mind like sometimes when romances like say like they start liking each other page like 1 to 10, but then you start actually properly like telling each other like towards the end. I don't mind it if it's done well. In this, I don't think that part of it was done well, but the all like the murdery part and like that sort of section of this I actually really enjoyed, and I'm hoping I'll get more of that in the second book. However, I don't think we will. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But I did really enjoy this book, and yeah, it was so fun. I was so like intrigued in it. It was such an easy and quick read as well, so that was very fun about that. Anyway, we're now going on to the fourth category, so the 4-star ratings. This is probably the one that I've got the most books in, honestly. I've recently just been rating everything 4-star, and I don't know why. The second Harry Potter book, which is Chamber of Secrets, these books are really good. They're just more obviously based for like kids, etc. So they are good, but they are obviously just kids books. But it is my first time reading them, and I've been very much enjoying myself while reading them. But yeah, that is the first book that I rated a 4-star. Second book, I did actually really like this book. It's a part of a series. I have very much enjoyed the series. However, all the books in the series are at least either 5 or 4-star for me. This is the, I know I keep saying pumpkin, the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I did enjoy it. I think it was like, because I already booked a bit of it, whenever I heard the kid's voice it kind of just like threw me off. However, the whole relationship between the dad of the kid and then the woman who was babysitting or nannying or whatever it's called, I loved it. I actually really loved it, and I can't wait for the next book in the series, because you might potentially get like little glimmers off into their relationship, and because they have something else happening as well. There's a little bunny. I didn't see that at all until after I noticed that the kid got the bunny. But this book is so adorable. The whole series of this actually is just adorable. I actually love it, and I think there's only one more book physically in the series that's coming out, and I hope there's more, because I love just having like a little break from like high intense books and just going into like a little romancy like this. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed myself when I read this. Okay, the next book was such a cozy read. I absolutely loved it. It was probably one of my favourites, 4-star potentially from this year, which is The Baby Dragon Cafe. It was just a little cutesy romance with little dragons involved and stuff, and I'm pretty certain they've got a second book coming out this year at some point. I can't remember if it came out yet or not, but I will be getting my hands on that, because this little cutesy romance. I love having a few little cutesy romances, because like you just can read them at any point, and sometimes like these sort of books like this and like the Harry Potter books especially, I just read before going to bed, because like I like to read before bed. But if I'm reading something that's very high intense, I'm just not getting much of it done, or it's just not going in my brain. But yeah, this is such a cute romance, and I can't wait for the next book, which is The Inmate and the Locked Door by Frida McFadden. I actually really do enjoy Frida's books, very much so. However, a lot of the time they are about 4 stars, because the ending just doesn't sit with me. I feel like the twist, I get you need a plot twist at the end, but I feel like they just aren't conveyed the way that I like. And I think, yeah, I don't know, both of them were done a bit to me personally, but I really do love thrillers and stuff. Also, if you guys have any thriller like author recommendations, like please let me know, because I do want to get into more thrillers. but the way she does it I do like. I just want different and actually proper like thriller books. I feel like these are like more the thriller books you kind of like start off in, but I really did enjoy both of them. I just didn't really like the ending of either of them. It was a bit jumpy and stuff. Also, all the characters in these, like mainly the women characters, just seem to be like doing stupid things like constantly, and it's just like, why are you doing that? Anyway, that's my thoughts of these two books. Did enjoy them, but probably won't read them again. However, I will still read books from her because I do actually really enjoy her books. Next book is also a part of a series. Half of these books are just series, to be fair. I've generally started so many series this year, so I want to try and finish them off before the end of the year. Next one is Reckless by Lauren Roberts, which is the technically second book in the series. However, there's a novella in between. I really did enjoy myself. I feel like this book, I think I know why most people didn't really enjoy it, because they had like a year plus to wait for the next book, and it's kind of like more of a filler book than an actual book, if that makes any sense. But because I read it and like finished it pretty much, I think it was the day off or the day after the release, I could just pick up the next book, which helped so much because I didn't have to wait so long and I just knew what's going to happen and stuff. But in this book, generally really enjoyed it. I've genuinely really enjoyed all of her books in the series. I rated this a 4-star because I didn't enjoy it as much as Powerless, but it was very high up. I did really enjoy myself while reading this, but at some point I just couldn't pick it up. I don't know why, and I think it was because of the fact the next book was coming out that I just couldn't pick this book up for some reason. That makes literally no sense, but that's what happened. But I very much enjoy them. I very much enjoy the relationship between all the characters, like the two kings, sorry, no, the prince slash king, and then the prince, and then Payden. But yeah, I'm very happy with how the book ended. Next book is the start of a series, and I enjoyed it. I just feel like some bits cringed me out a bit and stuff, and like how the male character would like act towards the female character. I don't know, she just kind of constantly forgave him and that stuff, and that's like me in the situation, that wouldn't be happening, which is the fine print. Also, this kind of gives me the vibe of Disneyland because it's both in Florida. I'm pretty certain they're both in the same area as well, in Florida, but this is the fine print I've started. I do want to get into the rest of the series, and hopefully that will make me enjoy the book more. It could just generally be the personality of the two characters like clashing and how they were together, but I did very much enjoy the book. It was just, so I just, mainly the main character annoyed me a bit in the book, which is why it went down to a 4-star. But I very much enjoyed myself. I actually think I read this quite quick as well, to be fair. I can't remember because I did actually read this quite a few months ago. I think it might have been in March when I read this. I can't actually remember exactly though. But yeah, I really enjoyed the book, and I do recommend the series, or that book anyway. Next book is Next of Kin, which again I believe is a series, because I'm pretty certain Next to You is the second book in the series. I don't know if anymore or not. Really enjoyed it. It's again a little cute romancy book. Yeah, there's not really much to it. I don't get like towards the end how they both have basically a younger sibling who they're looking after, and one of the younger siblings kind of looks like he just gets neglected. That's they pretty much confirm. Are they like, oh yeah, I like each other to each other, and then like one of the kids just looks like they get neglected, or not neglected, but like you just don't see him again. So I don't know what happened there, but I really enjoyed myself. It was quite cute. I can't wait to read more of her books. I've actually really enjoyed both the books I've read of hers, so can't wait to get to more of hers. The next book, I should have done this at the same time as I did one of the other ones, which is the first Harry Potter book. It was just so far down on my stack that I didn't know whereabouts it was. Again, 4-star. It's a very easy, quick read. It's just a child's book. Yeah, very easy. Did very much enjoy myself, and I feel like most of the books are probably going to be about that, the same sort of rating, honestly, because I don't feel like I'm going to rate a book 5-star when it is for kids. It's not really for like my age, but I just really wanted to read it because I haven't read the movies. I've watched the movies recently and stuff, like last year I think, and just very interesting. Honestly, I do actually really like Harry Potter. I didn't like it as a kid, and I think it's probably good that I didn't, because I feel like now I've got like appreciation for it in a different way to what I would have had as a kid, because I feel like if I watched it all as a kid I would have just not like felt as attached or whatever, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed the books, and I can't wait to get into more of the series. Generally I think they're really good. Next book is just a little novella. I haven't read the whole thing, but this is Unite Me, so it has 2 novellas in, so I've only read the Destroy Me of the novellas. I need to read one of the main books and then read the Fracture Me, but from Destroy Me I rated this a 4-star. It was really good. It wasn't like, it didn't really give you like loads into the story, it just more gave you, is it Warren? One of those, basically the male characters, it gave his like sort of path and feelings and stuff about why he likes Juliet so much and wants to like protect her and stuff like that. But you didn't get that in the main book, you kind of just got him picked as like a nasty hot bad guy, and I feel like he isn't. I just feel like you need to read more of the books to actually understand him properly. But yeah, I really enjoyed that and I can't wait to get into more of the books generally, but I haven't got around to it yet. And the last book is also another series. I don't have the full series on me, but I do have a couple of them, which is Lightlock. I really enjoyed it, honestly. I feel like there was definitely like plot twists towards the end that I just genuinely did not see coming, like at all, and I feel like that's so good when they have a plot twist that you just don't see. So much stuff in this, it was so like interesting, honestly. I loved it so much and I can't wait to get into the rest of the series. And then the final stack, which is the 5 stars. The first book I'm going to show you is probably, I read this in April, which is Fearless. I again very much enjoyed this. I did enjoy this way more than Reckless, yeah. It was so good. I think it was more good, like better, because I had just read that and stuff, so it's like very new and fresh into my mind. But yeah, I really enjoyed how half of this book panned out. Some of it I was like kind of wish it didn't happen, but it had to happen, you know, sort of things. But yeah, this I very much enjoyed, and I wish they had more books in the series, but I really think this is the last book and I'm not entirely sure, but hopefully there's some more, even if it's like novellas, honestly. But yeah, I can't wait. I love that book series and I'm glad that I have finished it. Next book again is another thriller book. This one is actually a 5-star. This series I actually really have enjoyed. I know there's like 1 or 2 more books in the series. I think it is 1, but it could be 2, which I do want to read. And at this point I generally have no idea what this series is like going on to, because this one hasn't really like, I mean the person obviously involved in both of them, but it's a bit confusing for that, you know what I mean. But I don't know, I genuinely have no idea where the last book in the series is gonna go around, but I can't wait. I really enjoyed this one. I'm pretty certain some of the actual plot in this I didn't actually guess like at all, but I wasn't like 100% sure. I can't remember. I did read this like quite a few months ago at this point, so I can't remember exactly, but I know I did enjoy myself when I read this. And then, right, I'm going to just ignore these for a second. I'm going to do the last 2. So this one is Killjoy by Holly Jackson. I absolutely love and adore her. Why is it on this front cover? What happened to the front cover of this? I don't actually know what happened. This book I really enjoyed. I feel like even though I did rate it a 5-star, I feel like I would have like loved it more if I read it before reading what's it, A Good Girl Trapped in Murder, because it was like some of the characters, basically all the friend group from the start of The Good Girl Trapped in Murder was in this book. However, like that friend group is not quite the same towards the end of the series, so when you go into it after the series ends, it's a bit of a different way. But I really did enjoy it, and it's like very interesting because it actually shows you why, and why basically Pip decided to like do the case that she did for her. Is it EPQ I think it is. Yeah, it basically just tells you basically why she decides to pick it, and it's very interesting story and I actually really loved it. And I can't wait for her new book to come out, because I need more books in my life from her. I need all of them, every single one, last one of them. And the next book is the first book from Shatter Me series. Really enjoyed this. It was a 5-star. I loved everyone from it. I remember that I did I actually have a review that I literally wrote. I've got a book that I wrote reviews on, but I have literally only wrote this one. So I'm going to probably go in and then write reviews for all my books after that. But I put, basically, as I was reading, I put Love Trial Impending on about basically Adam. I think the other character is called Warren, I don't know how you say his name, and then obviously Juliet. I put I love her relationship with Adam, but I can't wait for hers and Warner's relationship. This book gave so much, and I didn't want to put the book down. I love that she is finally finding herself, and I can't wait to dive into more books to watch her grow, because she learned a lot in this book, and I can't wait. I just can't wait for the relationships between her and different people grow. And I'm pretty certain, if I remember correctly, I've seen online, I'm pretty certain her and Adam do actually break up, and then she gets with Warner. Why do I keep saying Warren? Warner. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see how that pans out. But yeah, I actually love that book, and I can't wait for the rest of the series. I do actually own the whole series, apart from like the one that came out, I think last year it came out, or was it this year? It came out recently, I can't remember exactly when, but that's the only one I don't actually own. But I think I'm probably just going to read the rest of the books before that. I get that anyway. Right, the next book is technically 3 books, but I'm just going to show you one by one. But it's by the 13 series. I absolutely adore this. All of them I've read so far is a 5-star. This one and this one, these two are probably my favourite, but I feel like it's because I was so attached to the characters in this, so that when I went into reading the next book, which is Saber and Six, I wasn't as attached. I was as attached to like Joey and stuff, but like, I wasn't really as attached. So I feel like at some point I'm probably going to reread this book. To be fair, I kind of want to read the whole series and then reread like the books as like a tandem read. So like, say like if a chapter in this happens like during one of the other books, I'll read that, and then next chapter and so on throughout all of the books at the same time. Might get a bit confusing, but we'll figure that out anyway. But yeah, I really enjoyed all 3 of these books. I'm actually currently reading the 4th book, and I'm also very much enjoying it. I'm a little bit further than that, but I haven't changed my bookmark up, so I don't know exactly, because I'm reading it on the Kindle. But yeah, I adore this world. I adore everyone in this. All the characters, all the relationships between the characters, everything. I can't even put into words how much I love this random town. There's random characters that just don't exist. These 2 though, I need another book. I need a 3rd book for this couple. Maybe like when they're a little bit older, I'm not sure, because it's actually adorable. And yeah, I actually love these series, and so going on to the last book real quick. I don't know if I'm actually going to finish this today, but I'm hoping that I will finish this today, or at least soon anyway, which is Redeeming 6. Hey guys, I know I filmed the other day my what I read for June. Just will update you slightly. I did not end up reading any. I think I read a little bit more of this. I can't remember exactly what I got to. Read a tiny bit more of this on my Kindle. However, decided that I was going to try and actually finish half of my TBR for the month. Half my TBR for the year by the halfway point of the year, so end of June. So I read the 1st book in the Mindfuck series, and I finished that on Monday. So I read 26 books in a month, by the end of the month, sorry. So I'm halfway into my TBR for the year, and I can't wait. I'm so happy about that. Also, Refuse. Honestly, that was so good. It was such a short book, but it was such a good book. It was a 5-star. I loved it. The ending, my god, like what how the hell did she figure that out? Sorry, how the hell did that get figured out? I do not know. And also, I need more. I need to know where this is going, and I definitely will be trying to finish this week, because I need to know. But yeah, anyway, that is that. If you're watching this video at this point, I will not be doing a TBR for July. I want to just basically pick whatever books I'm in the mood for, and I feel like, because I've been putting TBRs onto myself, I've not really been getting to any of the books in the TBR, even if I'm really excited for the book. So I kind of want to just give it a break for a month or 2 and just read whatever I want, whenever I want, and hopefully that will be so much nicer, and I'm going to actually get some reading done that I'm actually enjoying. So hopefully that will be nice for me. But yeah, so the next like month or 2 I probably won't be doing a TBR for, but that's okay. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week for a brand new video. Bye guys.